Ta-da! There we go. Hello, I am here. Let me make some little adjustments real quick, actually. I got my lights a little bit dimmed over here, but I think it's a little too dim. Alright, there we go. Alright, alright! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, how goes it? How goes it? It is a good evening tonight. I am gonna fix a little thing real quick. Hang on a second, let me go to my intermission screen. Alright, there we go. That looks a lot better. Okay. Hello, everybody, on this nice Thursday evening. Almost a Friday, in fact, which I eagerly await Friday every week. Tonight, I have a special plan in mind for this evening, which is that, I want to do tabletop. But I mean, you know, coordinating an actual group tabletop thing is, that's an endeavor. I got a drink here. Hydrate. Always remember to hydrate, folks. So instead, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and do a solo tabletop stream tonight. Playing one of my favorite games in particular, which is Ironsworn. Starforged, actually. The recent, I want to say spiritual successor. So I got myself a little game board set up, so how about we hop on over there real quick? Away I go. Away I go. Where am I? Where am I? Ah, where did I go? I am here somewhere, I swear. Oh no. I'll find myself. Oh no, the stream is already scuffed. Oh, there I am. It's okay. Stream is only a little bit scuffed. It's okay. Much water. And boba. I have boba. And water. I don't know if boba's the best choice for stream drink, but it sure is for tabletops. So, today we are playing some Starforged, as I mentioned. Personal favorite game of mine. Created by one, Sean Tompkin, I think? I do believe that is the creator's name. Oh boy. Yes. Yes. I'm bad with names at times. But anyway, it's a, Ironsworn and Starforged are tabletops that are designed with the intent of being able to be played solo as well as in a group, which is fun. And kind of what I did one time when I spent like half a year not in the D&D campaign and was kind of suffering some tabletop withdrawal. Was a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, Starforged came out officially recently. It's sort of the spiritual successor? Sequel 2.0 of Ironsworn? Something like that. Except whereas Ironsworn is designed with a sort of, down-to-earth, dark like, sort of gritty fantasy setting in mind, Starforged is designed more as a space game. Nice. Which is why we have the board as we have here. I do hope that my music sounds good compared to my volume. So my intent, and I have a nice little playlist here, with a lot of songs by an artist by the name of Nihilor, I believe is the artist's name. I'd wanted to get a link, actually. Let me go ahead and see if I can do that and pop that link in the chat real quick. I believe Nihilor was the artist's name. See, I thought if I'm doing a spacey game, I should get some nice, that link right in the chat there. I should get a nice, a range of, sci-fi themed music. I don't know what that sounds like 100%. Hopefully chat looks okay today. Yeah, I kind of had to, I don't know if this is the best setup for chat, but that's okay, we'll find out. It's okay. This is a little bit of a test thing anyway. Yeah, so I was like, I should get a nice little, spacey sci-fi sounding playlist, right? I don't know what that sounds like. Sci-fi is kind of not my home territory for genres. So I instead went ahead and got, I got synthwave. I got a lot of synthwave. Here, I got... Let me adjust my lights. I wanted to get a nice little synthwave feel here, so let me adjust the lights in here. There we go. Perfect. We'll see if I like the lighting or if this makes it difficult to read my read my game text. But anyway. Where do I want to start with this? So this is naturally going to be a session 0, where I'll also be kind of going over the mechanics of the game a little bit here and there, as necessary. If you're a tabletop fan, and you like something that's a bit... It's heavily derived from the Powered by the Apocalypse style games, so if that's your jam, maybe consider checking out Ironsworn, because the base game, Ironsworn itself, the original, is completely free. Really free on, I believe it's ironswornrpg.com. I'm not... I'm not sponsored or anything, I just... Of course I'm not sponsored, I'm not even affiliate. I'm not sponsored or anything, I just really like this game system, and it's free. The actual game system is just free, go get it, go play it. Go check it out, it's super cool. I like when people look at things that I like, it's cool. Starforged itself just came out officially after being in Kickstarter for about the past year-ish? Somewhere around there. Physical copies are still in print right now and won't be out until this fall, I believe. Fall to winter, I think, was the expectation, which is fine. I played an entire solo campaign using the Ironsworn rules, but despite it being intended for a fantasy setting, the rules are very easy to adapt to any other type of setting as long as you have a little bit of an open mind and a little creativity. So, my very first actual ongoing Ironsworn campaign that I did was in space. I did it in space, and I used lore from Starfinder, aka Pathfinder, in space. It was a whole thing. It was kind of also fan fiction of a D&D campaign that I played in, which wasn't my intent when I started it, but that's kind of where we ended up. I mean, I guess that's kind of just what happens when you let me go on a creative tangent for long enough. We start getting into weird places. So, we're gonna see where this goes, because, as I mentioned, I played that entire game actually with the Ironsworn rule set, even though it was sci-fi in space. And I haven't really used the full Starforged rule set since it came out. I dabbled, I grafted some of the, I guess, beta rules onto my Ironsworn campaign, while I was running that. And, but those were kind of like an early adaptation of the rules. They did change a little bit. So yeah, like I said, I haven't really actually touched the full rule set since it came out officially. So this will be fun. I'm just gonna update a thing real quick over here. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna take a quick second. Alrighty, so there we go. Back to what I was saying before. So yeah, I created that whole campaign. I played it. I've done some other games, which were before Starforged came out. This is my first time playing Starforged proper, but from what I have looked over of the rules, it's all pretty similar. I do have my PDF of the rulebook available, so I've kind of been rambling enough. I think we're going to go ahead and get started here. Hello, Zakon! Thank you! Yes. This is session 0 of me doing a solo Starforged campaign, because also, as I was mentioning, this is the first time I'm actually playing the official, fully released Starforged rule set. So this should be fun. That being said, I have a character with a name kinda sorta prepped, as in, ignore the timestamps here that say that this was almost 40 days ago. I may or may not have had plans to do... There may have been a day in which one of our D&D sessions was cancelled, and I came very close to just doing this stream on that same day. But there was things that I wanted to prep first. So anyway, I did roll up just like a name and stuff at the time, just as... They were kind of test rolls, but I kind of like it. I got the name Alex Santos, with the call sign of Spider. Or, you know, Starship, how does one describe a call sign? You know, that name that you use when you're on your ship. That. Words is hard. He, him pronouns, because I couldn't decide, so I just rolled pronouns. And my intent was that I was just kind of doing some test rolls, and I was gonna, create, like, scrap all that later. I don't know, though. I kind of like the name Alex Santos. I kind of like Spider as a call sign. So we'll see if I keep that or not. But I kind of wanted to, first and foremost, create... This was a test map. I don't think this was anything of note, so I can delete that. I kind of wanted to work on the world, first and foremost, which is a thing that I can do in this system. I remember where it is. There we go. There we go, the configuration dialogue. Alright, so we're going to generate some world truths for our Starforged campaign setting. I believe it'll let me, yeah, okay, it'll let me basically pick. So, the general idea for any given Starforged campaign, the base lore that the book gives to work with, unless you decide to deviate from it entirely, which oftentimes I do, but today I'm gonna kind of try and stick with the book lore a little bit, is that the setting that this all takes place in is sort of a new home that was found by space settlers? A population of people, humans typically, fled from their home galaxy after some sort of horrible cataclysm happened. And now they live in their new space home, which is uncharted, dangerous territory. So first and foremost is the discussion and consideration of what the cataclysm was. And there's a couple of suggestions here. For all of these, we can also always make up our own as well, which I might do, but I kind of want to take a peek at just what options we've got here. Hydrate. Let me stretch my legs real quick. Freaky chair. Alright then, so for the Cataclysm, the three options that the book provides for us, the Sun Plague extinguished the stars in our home galaxy. The anomaly traveled at incredible speeds, many times faster than light itself, and snuffed out the stars around us before we realized it was coming. Few of us survived as we made our way to this new galaxy. Here in the Forge, the stars are still aflame. We cling to their warmth like weary travelers huddled around a fire. We suspect the Sun Plague was caused by, and we can sort of, I think in the actual book there are like tables that you can roll on, so it's kind of like for these suggestions. Let me see if I can find that. I kind of like that idea though, the Sun Plague. Something wiped out all the stars in our home galaxy. Quite fun. Alternative option. Interdimensional entities invaded our reality. Without warning, these implacable and enigmatic beings ravaged our homeworlds. We could not stand against them. With the last of our defenses destroyed, our hope gone, we cast our fate to the Forge. Here we can hide, survive. These entities took the form of some horrible thing. I think I rolled on this once on a different platform, and I got like, it was like procreating nanomachines or something like that, which is honestly kind of wild. I think there should be a chapter here too on, here we go, launching our campaign. World Truths. Because I think that will give me extra tables for these things. Yeah, okay. So for the Sun Plague, the options on the table. Hello, Kaisi! Yes, nanomachines, son. Very possible that our home galaxy was destroyed by nanomachines. We will find out. Yeah, here we go. So suggestions for the Sun Plague was caused by temporal distortions from a supermassive black hole, sudden dark matter decay, superweapon run amok, or scientific experiment gone awry, or whatever else seems interesting. But yeah, those are provided on a little table. So yeah, some of the options here have little tables like that. So I kind of like the Sun Plague idea. Interdimensional entities is always a fun one, though. Or alternatively, we fled the ravages of a catastrophic war. Over millennia, we consumed resources and shattered lives as we fueled the engines of industry, expansion, and war. In the end, a powerful foe took advantage of our rivalries in a violent bid for power. Fleeing the devastation, we assembled our fleets and traveled to the Forge. A new home, a fresh start. In this final war, we were set upon by something awful. So, I'm kind of debating. Like, the third one's not bad, but I definitely gravitate towards one of these first two. I kind of want to see what the suggested options were of what the interdimensional entities were. Oh, we got a whole list. Corrupting biological scourges, swarming animalistic creatures, monstrous humanoids, spirits of alluring divine form, beings of chaotic energy, titanic creatures of horrific power, and world-eating abominations of unimaginable scale. So maybe the nanomachines were on a different thing or that table has just changed since I played this in the Kickstarter rules. I think I kind of want to roll to decide between Sun Plague or interdimensional entities, or maybe the interdimensional entities caused the Sun Plague. Oh, let's see here. So I can roll a D100 with options 1 through 33 being the Sun Plague, 34 through 67 being interdimensional entities, and 68 through 100 would be the Catastrophic War, but I'm a bit less interested in that one comparatively, so if we get that, we'll just reroll. I think I'm gonna go for a roll of the dice, see what it tells me to go with. I did notice that my dice... Alright, well, we got 99. Yeah, the Dice So Nice module might struggle a little bit, so if it... Oh, there we go, I just needed to load up. Okay, 36, which I think is just on the cusp of what I just said. Okay, 34 to 67 is interdimensional entities. Okay, so whatever these creatures were, they invaded our reality and forced us from our old home. Forcing us to take up residence in this new galaxy that we call the Forge. And I'm gonna stick with the table rolling for what kind of interdimensional entities we're talking about. 17, which is swarming animalistic creatures. Oh boy. What? Swarming animalistic creatures. Okay, so did we just get... Why does Hounds of Tindalos come to mind? I'm just gonna kind of make a note of that. They are interdimensional entities. Alright, so... for the reference, the Hounds of Tindalos, in the event that anyone's unaware, I'm referencing a, cosmic horror short story of the same title, featuring, the aforenamed Hounds of Tindalos, beings that come from an alternate dimension created of angles and corners. They enter the realm through corners. And, they don't like us in this curved reality that we apparently live in. So I'm just gonna kind of make a note of that. Because when I think of swarming animalistic creatures, I'm definitely thinking something quadruped, lots of claws, kind of nasty. Kind of Stranger Things vibe, now that I think about it. But, we'll definitely circle back to the specifics of those swarming animalistic creatures, should it be necessary. I do want to give them a name, I'll think on that. I'll think on a name for them. But after that we have... Oh, I'm looking over at the PDF. Oh, wait, there's a thingy right here! Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so we got our swarming animalistic creatures. Nifty. I'm also definitely learning how the Foundry, system for this game works. Yeah, this, Foundry system that I'm using can actually do Ironsworn or Starforged. It's got options for both, which is super neat. It does have an experimental, setting to have a Starforged theme visual style, but it's like this black with, like, blue Technicolor, you know, like, computery style, but that kind of hurts my eyes, unfortunately. So I didn't use it, even though it would be very thematic. Alright, so the Exodus. The choice of basically how things went when we left our home. How we did it. What happened. Our options here being, when the Exodus fleet set off on a ponderous journey to a new home outside our galaxy, they marked the Forge as their destination. Countless generations lived out their lives aboard those titanic ships during the millennia-long passage. So, you know, nicely organized sort of fashion here, where we were definitely very prepared, kind of, maybe. I mean, as prepared as you can be for Hounds of Tindalos knocking at your door and climbing into your reality through the cracks in the walls. A ragtag fleet of ships propelled at tremendous speeds by experimental FTL drives carried our ancestors to the Forge, but the technology that powered the ships is said to be the source of the Sundering, a fracturing of reality which plagues us here today. I like that. The experimental drives used by the Exodus fleet are forbidden, but the damage is done. The Sundering spreads across our reality like cracks on the surface of an icy pond. Those fissures unleashed even more perilous realities upon our own. Did we flee one cataclysm only to inadvertently create another? I kinda like that in combination with our extra-dimensional, creatures that destroyed our previous home. Third option, mysterious alien gates provided instantaneous one-way passage to the Forge. Also nifty, but I think this one is going to be an easy choice for me. I think I'm going for that. We had our own hastily patched together ships with experimental FTL technology that wrecked reality when we used a bunch of them. That's fun. It's maybe just made our problem worse when you think about it. Alright, so for communities. How are people doing? How are they surviving and forming communities in the Forge? Few survive the journey to the Forge, and we are scattered to the winds in this perilous place. Dangers abound, but there is safety in numbers. Many ships and settlements are united under the banner of one of the founder clans. Oh! J. Drew is following. Hello, thank you! Nice of you to join us, and nice of you to follow. I appreciate it greatly. Enjoy comfy game night. Tabletop game night. Enjoy some dice rolling. Many ships and settlements are united under the banner of one of the founder clans. Oh, founder clans. I think that's gonna be mentioned a couple times throughout the book, depending on the lore that we use. Or we have made our mark in this galaxy, but the energy storms we call balefires threaten to undo that progress, leaving our communities isolated and vulnerable. So, let's see. We've got the idea of, just a few scattered people doing their best to survive. We've got some decent settlements and ships and everything under the leadership of the founder clans. Or we're doing okay, except for those pesky balefires. What is that even a word outside of this lore? I'm kind of curious. Hang on now. I'm kind of wanting to know if balefire has a definition. Balefire dragon? Balefire, an outdoor fire often used as a signal. Okay, so there's just fires in space. The balefire... Sorry, yeah, energy storms called balefire. There's just fire plasma star storms in space. That's tempting. I can kind of go for any of them, though, for that one. I'm kind of wanting to roll the dice on that. So for communities, we will roll another D100. What we got? 30. Communities is the first one. You survived the journey to the forge. We are scattered to the winds in this perilous place. But I kind of like that. Our settlements are often small, starved for resources, and on the brink of ruin. Hundreds of far-flung settlements are lost and isolated within the untamed chaos of this galaxy, and we do not know their fate. Alright, very fun. That, I kind of also like that because of the fact that this is a thing that I've talked about, not on stream, but just in general, vibe that I have, where there's a trend in older anime, like 90s and early 2000s, where it's just the mental image of a group of characters, just your main cast, traveling through the wilderness to their next episode of the week destination. Oftentimes, that wilderness is like a desert, like a ruined dystopian desert world with lots of like canyons and rocky cliffs and stuff, which I suspect might be because that scenery is easy to draw, maybe? Maybe it was just the vibe of that era, but like there's a lot. The first couple episodes of G Gundam, not the traveling part, but there's a lot of convenient barren wasteland area for big fights in the Dragon Ball franchise, because you gotta blow up lots of stuff. Was Rune Master? There was a there's another anime that I'm thinking of that has that going on. But otherwise, there was that one Zoids, the one that doesn't have Bit McCloud, which I have very vague memories of from when I was like a little kid. But it's definitely a trend of characters just like wandering the wasteland and having their next adventure of the episode. Which is a whole tangent to say that I kind of like this scattered settlements with little contact from one another, because it gives us sort of an environment to have a very episodic approach for this campaign, which I like. Episodic is fun. Especially if it's episodic and then, like, eventually leads into a bigger plot, but I still like periodic episodic. Ah! Iron. So iron is definitely important if we're sticking to sort of book lore, because naturally the original game is called Ironsworn, and there is a reason for that. The characters themselves have the title of Ironsworn typically, which is sort of the title of just being what counts as an adventurer in that setting. Typically, iron has a meaning of... It has great significance in the setting in some way or another, naturally in whatever way the player defines. And the Ironsworn, the adventurers themselves, the player characters, are defined as highly competent and capable individuals who basically are there to take on quests and take on iron vows, sort of an oath to get an important deed done on their honor, or however else iron vows are established within the setting. And this kind of carries over to Starforged as well. I did sort of skim through the lore, the book lore, but the basic idea remains the same. So that raises the question of, why is iron important? And what do we got? Iron vows are sworn upon the remnants of ships that carried our people to the forge. Yes, also, the iron vows in question are quite literally sworn upon iron in some way or another. So that's an option. Iron vows are sworn upon totems crafted from the enigmatic metal we call black iron. Interesting. Black iron was first forged by a long-dead civilization. Some say it is a living metal attuned to the hidden depths of the universe. Remnants of this prized resource are found within ancient sites throughout the forge. It is resistant to damage and corrosion, but can be molded using superheated plasma at specialized facilities. The Ironsworn carry weapons, armor, or tokens crafted from black iron and swear vows upon it. Kinda like that one. Or the Ironsworn bind their honor to iron blades. Aboard a starship, where stray gunfire can destroy fragile equipment or pierce holes, the brutal practicality of a sword makes for a useful weapon. A few also favor the silent efficiency of a blade for infiltration or espionage. Most importantly, when the Ironsworn swear a vow upon a sword, they bind their commitment to the metal. If they forsake a vow, that iron must be abandoned. To be Ironsworn without a blade is to be disgraced. You know, I wasn't feeling that one up until, like, those last couple of sentences, because that gives me the thought of, like, a character who has a weapon of iron or an artifact of iron that's, like, important to them, like maybe it was inherited from an ancestor of theirs, like a grandfather or a mentor or something, which could be a big deal if they make a vow upon that piece of iron and then have to forsake that vow and discard that iron as a result. I'm kind of feeling the second or the third one. I like the whole enigmatic black iron thing. I'm kind of wondering if I want to merge these two a little bit. First forged by a long-dead civilization, some say the living metal attuned to the hidden depths of the universe. I might think about that, and I might merge those two. But for now, I'm gonna mark it as the third one, because I'm kind of really feeling that for, like, a potential character concept and character conflict. And just in general, I feel like we can do some fun with that. The laws! Oh man, how are the laws doing in the Forge? Are we Wild West in it? How's this going? Much of the settled domains are a lawless frontier. Criminal factions and corrupt leaders often hold sway. I feel like that one would be very fitting with what we've established thus far. But aside from that, laws and governance vary across settled domain, but bounty hunters are given wide latitude to pursue their contracts. Their authority is almost universally recognized and supersedes local law. Ooh. Oh, that could be fun. Through tradition and influence, the powerful Hunters Guild is given free rein to track and capture fugitives in most settled places. Only the foolish stand between a determined bounty hunter and their target. That's very tempting. That sounds like a lot of fun. Our communities are bound under the terms of the Covenant, a charter established after the Exodus. The organization called the Keepers is sworn to uphold those laws. I feel like I could make that one work with the previously established stuff, but just like having the far scattered settlements, I'm definitely leaning towards either the first or the second. I think I do like that, we say laws and governance varies across settled domains. Of what there is that's settled, I feel like that's still very Wild West, but wild space. But I do feel like the idea of the Hunters Guild being something that was passed down from the original settlers of the Forge and was sort of like the idea that the settlers of the Forge all sort of settled in the same area or the same settlements, but became scattered as time and generations went on, and horrible space natural disasters happened. But the idea of the Hunters Guild, which was established beforehand, sort of stuck around as a thing that has been passed down through the settlements, and that they all, like, the elders and stuff are like, oh, them hunters, we follow their law above all else. Little space Timmy. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that one. I like that a lot. And then I might tweak some of these later on once I've finished making my setting truths. Religion. Oh boy. Do we got religion? How's that doing? Our gods failed us. We left them behind. Fair. Oh. I mean, we did get attacked by, entities from an entire realm altogether. I really like the idea, just as a general thing, of entities, of like celestial or divine entities actually being basically aliens. That's always a cool idea for me, so that's fun. Our faith is as diverse as our people. Or 3 dominant religious orders, the Triumvirate, battle for influence and power within the Forge. Oh. Our communities are often sworn to serve one of the 3 doctrines of the Triumvirate. For many, faith offers purpose and meaning, but it also divides us. Throughout our brief history in the Forge, the leaders of the Triumvirate have pitted against each other. For this reason, some are apostates who disavow these religions and follow a different path. Potentially interesting. Especially depending on the nature of the Triumvirate, deities, essentially. Because I would think that if they're the main 3 religious orders, each of them probably has a respective deity or alternate interpretations of the same deity, maybe? But that's a possibility. One of those two, I think. How's that feel with the communities? Often lost and isolated with the untamed chaos of this galaxy. I feel like I think I want to roll. I think I want to roll between these two. Let's see what we get. Ooh, 84. I think that might be the last one. That is legend. All right. We are looking at a triumvirate, 3 dominant religious orders. Ooh, definitely. I might flesh out the details of that more as I go on in play itself, and the 3 figureheads of each of the orders, whatever it is that they actually worship here. But yeah, we will see what we get from that one later. All right, magic. Magic does not exist. Oh, I should not. My microphone might be a little close. Hang on. Use more hard sci-fi. I definitely imagine it could be. The rules are very, like, it's very narrative focused. So there's definitely room to just kind of sort of rule it however you like. It's, what am I thinking here? What's a good example? Because a lot of the mechanics are sort of like, basically, you want to describe what it is that you're doing, and then you've got some very general roles you can pick from, and you make the role that's most appropriate. So I'm trying to think. Basically, you probably wouldn't have specific rules for the actual, say, science aspects of something like it. I mean, you could definitely use it for, like, basically, what am I trying to say? So, yeah, if you're trying to do something fancy with your starship, or spaceship, or spacecraft, or whatever terminology you like to use, you would probably just kind of make a general, a single roll, to kind of cover... Let's see if I can find some examples of moves. Basically, if I want to pilot my ship through a horrible obstacle, I'm probably just making a general face danger roll, which is pretty much one roll, adding a stat. And that's kind of just how the system works. It's very, very rules light once you've actually learned it. So, I'm trying to think of what words I'm trying to use here. But yeah, I definitely think that you probably could use it for, honestly, quite a lot of things. If you wanted to go for a harder sci-fi, that's definitely doable, I would think. It's more, I think, just since it's more narrative, it's more kind of on the player and or GM's end to reinforce how strict you want the lore to be versus how loosey-goosey you want it to be, I think is the best way that I can describe it. For my narrative style, I'd probably, with a lot of things, if I'm like, oh, this character's gonna do this thing to hack into a computer, they're just gonna do it, and I'm just gonna hand wave that they do it somehow. This is my style of play. Keep it nice and simple and very vague. And, not set any hard and fast rules as to how they do that, possibly. But yeah, I think it is definitely doable. It's just a lot of how thorough and specific you want the narrative context to be, I think, is very much, in the discretion of the players and or GM. If that makes sense, which hopefully it does. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of flexibility with it too. I was mentioning this at the start, but my first campaign that I did in the Starfinder setting was actually just using the base Ironsworn rules, which is intended for fantasy. I just threw out the entire setting and slapped space onto it. So generally, these rule sets are pretty flexible. Yes, our choices of magic. Magic does not exist. Some look to superstition and age-old tradition for comfort in this unforgiving galaxy, but that is foolishness. What some call magic is simply a product of technologies or natural forces we aren't yet equipped to understand. Supernatural powers are wielded by those rare people we call paragons. Oh, that's fun. While not magic in the truest sense, the abilities of the paragons are as close to magic as we can conjure. These powers are born of, and we get a thing that we can roll for that. That's nice. Unnatural energies flow through the forge. Magic and science are two sides of the same coin. Soon after our arrival, some displayed the ability to harness the forge's energies. Today, mystics invoke this power to manipulate matters or see beyond the veils of our own universe. But this can be a corrupting force, and most powerful mystics are respected and feared in equal measure. Interesting. I think I'm leaning towards supernatural powers wielded by those rare people we call paragons. I kind of like that one. Powers are born of genetic engineering, psychic experimentation, evolutionary mutations, magitech augmentations, oh man. Ancient knowledge held by secretive orders. I kind of like the idea of... I think experimentation could be interesting, but I kind of like the idea of, like, this sort of coming about. I think I like the idea of there being magic energies inherent in the Forge, but not as intensely available as with the third option. So I think I like the idea of evolutionary mutations as something in the environment of the Forge sort of did spur it on for some people to develop these powers over the generations. And sort of a developed thing. Maybe it becomes stronger with future generations, possibly. Will our character be a paragon? I don't know. We'll find out. Communication and data. Much was lost when we came to the Forge. It is a dark age. Very possible. I've got Synthwave playing, so the idea of having, like, retro 80s ships is kind of fun. Like, alien, but a lot more vibrant and neon. Information is life. We rely on spaceborne couriers to transport messages and data across the vast distances between settlements. Potentially interesting. In settled domains, a network of data hubs called the Weave allow near-instantaneous communication and data sharing between ships and outposts. Also potentially interesting, but I think... kind of like one of the first two. Much was lost when we came to the Forge. It is a dark age. Information is life. We rely on spaceborne couriers to transport messages and data across the vast and distant settlements. Direct communication and transmissions beyond the near space of a ship or outpost is impossible. Digital archives are available at larger outposts, but the information is not always up to date or reliable. Therefore, the most important communications and discoveries are carried by couriers who swear vows to see that data safely to its destination. I kind of like that one, because I'm definitely getting the idea of, with the whole scattered settlements thing, I'm definitely getting the vibe that there is definitely a lot that are incredibly isolated and just forgotten to the vast expanses of space, but there's definitely some communities that are close enough to each other that there is communication between them. How common that is, we'll find out. But I think it's definitely a thing, and definitely relied upon where possible. Medicine. Our advanced medical technologies and expertise was lost during the Exodus. Aw, shit. Oh no, we're going back to cauterization. Actually, I think that's still a regular modern practice. We're going back to leeches. There we go. To help offset a scarcity of medical supplies and knowledge, the resourceful technicians we call riggers create basic organ and limb replacements. Aw, man, cyborgs. I like a cyborg. Orders of sworn healers preserve our medical knowledge and train a new generation of caregivers. Ooh. Life-saving advanced care is available within larger communities throughout the settled sectors of the Forge. Even remote communities are often served by a novice healer, or can request help from a healer's guild in an emergency. Cybernetic limbs? Or, sworn healers? What do the dice say? What do the dice tell me on this one? Oh! The dice tell me 100. See, I'm kind of debating if I actually want to go with the cybernetic limb replacements option after all, but the dice rolled a 100, and I feel like I need to respect that. I could definitely merge the two. I feel like that the, riggers create basic organ and limb replacements. I feel like that is probably used in places, but I think that's not the most common. I think the Order of Sworn Healers is probably the most common where possible. I think it's probably a mixture of the two. depending on how well these settlements are doing. But we'll go with this one. I want to honor that 100 roll on a D100. You don't see that every day. Artificial intelligence. Oh boy, we no longer have access to advanced computer systems. Instead, we must rely on the seers we call adepts. Ooh. The vestiges of advanced machine intelligence are coveted and wielded by those in power. Ooh. Artificial consciousness emerged in the time before the Exodus, and sentient machines live with us here in the Forge. Do I want robots? Do I want robots, or do I want mostly humans and... What do I want? Our computers are limited to simple digital systems and the most basic machine intelligence. This is because blank. The adepts serve in place of those advanced systems. They utilize mind-altering drugs to see the universe as a dazzling lattice of data. That sounds a Tindalos. Identifying trends and predicting outcomes with uncanny accuracy. But to gain this insight, they sacrifice much of themselves. Oh, wow. Robots. Sacrifice much of themselves, huh? Interesting. The vestiges of advanced machine intelligence are coveted and wielded by those in power. Much of our AI technology was lost in the Exodus. What remains is under the control of powerful organizations and people and is often wielded as a weapon or a deterrent. The rest of us must make do with primitive systems. Kinda like that one. Artificial consciousness emerged in the time before the Exodus, and sentient machines live with us here in the Forge. Our ships, digital assistants, bots, and other systems often house advanced AI. For a lone traveler, machine intelligence can provide companionship and aid within the perilous depths of the Forge. I might back out on this, but I'm gonna try another dice roll, just kind of see what the dice suggest I go with, but I might be leaning towards the second one, but the third one is kind of appealing as well. 61, which one is that? That is, I think that's the second one. Medicine, artificial intelligence, yeah, it's the second one. Yep, you know what, I'm gonna agree with the dice. I'm gonna agree with the dice. Even though I basically said I was gonna disagree with the dice if they picked either other option. I was considering the third one. But yeah, let's go with that. For the large part, we're dealing with basic digital shit, but you've got some organizations and the like who may have gotten a hold of much more powerful remnants of technology, and I like it. War, oh boy. Oh, we're almost at the bottom. Here in the Forge, resources are too precious to support organized fighting forces or advanced weaponry. Very likely. Professional soldiers defend or expand the holdings of those who are able to pay. The rest of us are on our own. Also fitting, I feel. War never ends. Talented weaponsmiths and shipwrights craft deadly, high-tech tools of destruction. Dominant factions wield mighty fleets and battle-hardened troops. Oh, boy. Weapons and simple are cheap. Starships are often cobbled together from salvage. Most communities rely on ragtag bands of poorly equipped conscripts or volunteers to defend their holdings, and raiders prowl the Forge in search of easy prey. Or mercenary guilds wield power in the Forge. Some are scrappy outfits of no more than a dozen soldiers. Others are sector-spanning enterprises deploying legions of skilled fighting forces and fleets of powerful starships. Most hold no loyalty except to the highest bidder. I like it. I like that one. I like mercenary guilds just going for whoever has the most coin, especially in combination with the fact that we've established that there's like the Hunters Guild, the bounty hunters. It seems that there's a lot of making your way with money here, or at least what resources you have to be money. Life forms. This is a perilous and inhospitable galaxy, but life finds a way. Many sites and planets are infested by dreadful Forge spawn. These aberrant creatures threaten to overrun life in the galaxy. I do like some aberrant creatures. Life in the Forge was seeded and engineered by the Essentia, ancient entities who enact their inscrutable will in this galaxy. The Essentia are the architects of life within the Forge. These omniscient beings are rarely encountered and have powers and purpose beyond our comprehension, so they're still around. Some worship them, others resist or rebel against them, but trying to defy the will of the Essentia is like standing at the shore of an ocean to thwart the tide. They are inevitable. Ooh. Interesting. The Forged spawn are hostile creatures born of the chaotic energies of this galaxy. Hundreds of abandoned or devastated outposts and derelict ships stand as a testament to their dreadful power and cunning. Also tempting. Honestly, even the first one could be interesting. It could just be nice and simple, right? Because we got a lot of lore to pull from already. I'm gonna get a suggestion from the dice. 89, which is definitely the last one, the Essentia, huh? Life in the galaxy in the Forge was seeded and engineered by the Essentia, ancient entities who enact their inscrutable will in this galaxy. I like it. Yeah, let's go with it. Precursors. Oh boy, ancient civilization. You gotta have one of those. Over eons, a vast number of civilizations rose and fell within the Forge. Today, the folk we call grubs, scavenger crews, and audacious explorers delve into the mysterious monuments and ruins of those ancient beings. The Ascendancy, an advanced spacefaring empire, once ruled the entirety of the Forge. Vaults of inscrutable purpose are all that remain to mark the Ascendancy's legacy, but those places are untethered from our reality. Ascendancy vaults can appear spontaneously, washed up like flotsam in the tides of time. Their gravity and atmospheres pay no heed to natural laws. Some are corrupted and ruined, others are unmarred and intact. Some are both at once. They are chaos. Ooh. The biomechanical lifeforms we called the Remnants, engineered by ancient civilizations as weapons in a cataclysmic war, survived the death of their creators. Oh, that's not good. On scarred planets and within ancient vaults throughout the Forge, the Remnants still guard ancient secrets and fight unending wars. Oh man, what are the robots called in Breath of the Wild? Are they actually called? No, they're not called ancients, right? What are they called? I don't remember, but I'm getting vibes of those, but bigger. I kind of like the last couple. Let's go for another suggestion. I think they might be called ancients. Ancients, but bigger. The first one, huh? I mean, not a bad option, but I think I'm leaning more towards one of the other two dice. What do you think? Help me decide. 30. I think that's still the first one, dice. Do you want me to just roll a d2? It's still the first one. Incomprehensible technologies, inexplorable time, and the strange energies of the Forge have corrupted the vaults of the Precursors. Despite the perils, grubs scour those places for useful resources and discoveries, but some secrets are best left buried. Guardians! That's it, thank you! Oh, goodness, that's right. Yes, Guardians. It's been so long since I played the game. I was torn between whether or not that was right or not. Some secrets are best left buried, and many have been lost to the forsaken depths of the vaults. You know, I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, maybe the dice are telling me a thing. That I should pay attention to the grubs. I like the idea of the grubs and their lot in life, right? And I mean, there's still room for attack robots to be hanging out there, so that's fine. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna listen to the dice that told me twice, shut up and pick this one. You idiot, do it. Okay, dice, you don't gotta be so rude, jeez. Alright, horrors. Ah, here's the good stuff. Ah, here it is. Put enough alcohol in a spacer and they'll tell you stories of ghost ships crewed by vengeful undead. It's nonsense. Within the Forge, space and time are as mutable and unstable as a flooding river. When reality can't be trusted, we are bound to encounter unsettling phenomenon. Most insist that horrors aren't real. Spacers know the truth. When you travel the depths of the Forge, be wary. Death is not always the end to our suffering. Some say we are cursed by those who did not survive the cataclysm, and the veil between life and death is forever weakened. Supernatural occurrences and entities are especially common near a white dwarf star. These stellar objects, which spacers call ghost lights, are the decaying remnants of a dead star. Ah, that's cool. I like it. I like that one. The strange energies of the Forge give unnatural life to the dead. The Soulbinders are an organization sworn to confront these horrifying entities. Excuse me? The woken dead are a plague within the Forge. Some of these beings are benevolent or seek absolution, but most are hollowed and corrupted by death. They are driven by hate and a hunger for the warmth of life which is forever lost to them. The Soulbinders are dedicated to putting them to rest, whatever the cost. That's cool! You're telling me that there's just an entire organization of undead hunter, of space undead hunters? I kind of like it. I kind of like it, and that one's very me. I'm making a note of that whole white dwarf star thing, though. That might come up. That's fun. But yeah, I'm definitely going with that last one. How common and how known horrors are? Debatable. We'll find out. Maybe not very, but nonetheless, they're definitely a thing, and I like the idea of the Soulbinders. But yeah, I am gonna save our truths because I think that's good. Alright, and of course we can edit and tweak things as desired here. It is very nice. But I'm just gonna go ahead and hit save, because that's fine for now. Like I said, there are some things that I might merge and I might tweak a little bit. But rather than going back now and remembering everything that I said that I was gonna do that with, I think it's time to move on to some character creation. I'll probably do this between sessions. I think that'll be easier. But anyway, character creations. As I said, I have Mr. Alex Santos here, whose name and call sign I rolled up kind of randomly a month ago. It's fine. Don't worry about it. He's just been hanging around. But do I want to give him a different name? I like the call sign Spider, but I kind of want to see... Okay, oracles, right? Character creation. So, what does the book suggest? What order does it suggest I do things in for character creation? Let's see. Launching your campaign, choose your truths, create your character. What do you got for me, book? Character sheet, assets, okay. Your character's scope. You are human. The people of the Forge are humans. Starforged does not directly provide options to play aliens, robots, uplifted animals, or other non-human characters. The actual mechanical aspects of your character are relatively light and can be themed to accommodate non-human entities. But Starforged is primarily designed to be played from the perspective of a human being or a close analog of a human being. I have definitely repurposed flavor and mechanics for non-human characters plenty of times, but I think for the time being I am content with doing a little normal humie person. But let's see. Okay, so recommended steps. Ooh, ready your assets. Oh, it actually recommends doing assets first. That could be fun. Come up with an identity in a bit, because like I said, with the whole iron thing, I like the idea of a character who has iron of some sort. Maybe a sword, maybe something else. I'm kind of leaning towards sword, but we'll see if I think of anything else. Or just a weapon in general that was given to them by someone important, and so that is a big deal for them. It is the item, the iron upon which they swear their vows. And, might be a tiny bit of a problem if we ever happen to lose it. I also mentioned that I like the whole episodic nature idea of traveling from settlement to settlement, being ye olden days anime of characters. That's still a thing in modern anime too, of characters wandering from place to place, running into the plot of the episode, or just like a series of book adventures. I like it quite a bit. So I want to kind of give them sort of a nature that sort of goes along with that, right? The idea of they are traveling, they are wandering for some reason or another from settlement to settlement. And they could be a bounty hunter. They could be one of those bounty hunters. They could be a soulbinder or just a mercenary in general. Maybe they're part of a mercenary company or a lone mercenary. What else? On that note, okay. Background assets I can roll. I can roll for background assets. What do you suggest? Oh, yeah, dice. Interstellar Scout. Oh. I do need compendium for assets, I think. But yeah, so if I recall correctly for Starforged, because in the original Ironsworn you just pick 3 assets for your character, if I recall correctly, what Ironsworn recommends is you pick 2 assets from the path category, I think. And then a 3rd asset later on from whatever category you like. Yeah, choose 2 paths. Yeah, assets are basically the special things that your character can do. What makes them unique? Their class features, or their feats, or attributes, or whatever other game systems might call things like this. And they are typically, in this system and in Ironsworn, they are separated into a few categories. Between both systems, there are combat talents, which is what weapon or fighting style your character's good with, if any. Paths, which are kind of who your character is, what their background is, what sort of things, life things and skills they have. Companions. You get a buddy. It can be a young wyvern. This is the Ironsworn list, I realize, but I don't care. You can have a wyvern in space. That's fine. Let me actually pull up the Starforged one, though. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Companion. What do we got? Anything? Oh, symbiote. You can have a symbiote. You can be Venom. Yes, we can have a buddy. I'm probably gonna have a buddy. I'm very weak to the idea of buddies. I love them. It could be a symbiote. It could be a mammoth. It could be a robot. Even though we established the limited nature of robots. Ironsworn are special. You might have come across a robot buddy. Who knows? A sprite. What's a sprite in this case? Nifty. And then there are deeds in Starforged, which I think are accomplished, or are assets that you can only get once you've accomplished a certain thing. Deeds have a requirement listed at the top of the card. There we go. I mean, I'm sure you could just have fulfilled that requirement at the start of the game and take a deed right away. A lot of the requirements are drawbacks, so, like, if that's how you want to play your character, that's fine. So yeah, the base Ironsworn has combat talents, companions, paths, and rituals, aka magic. Whereas for Starforged, we have command vehicle. Oh, right. Well, the command vehicle isn't really a category, that's just we have a ship. We're gonna get that regardless. But we can have companions, we can have deeds, we can have modules, which are things we add onto our ship. And then also paths. And I think that's it. Oh, and support vehicles. Which are support vehicles. We can get like a rover and a hover bike. Oh, that's fun, actually. So, the rules suggest to pick 2 paths, and I will pick them from the actual Starforged compendium, instead of just jumping into taking Ironsworn assets. Which, I mean, to be fair, a lot of them would be pretty easy to convert if they even need any conversion whatsoever. A lot of the rules are pretty compatible. But okay, so we want paths, so let's filter down for paths. Okay, so what do we got? Ace, I believe, is being really good at flying a ship. Yeah, that's being good at flying our ship. So we got that as an option. Archer. We could be armored. We can be an artist. Ooh, an artist, huh? Craft an artistic work, present an artistic gift or performance, or leave your artistic mark on an item or location. You may re-roll your action die. Okay, nifty. What do we got? Augmented, Bannersworn, Blade Master. I very much went into this without any idea entirely of what character I want to make, other than that whole idea of I want them to be something episodic. So we're gonna go along with something that fits that. Do we have... Okay, there's a bounty hunter option. Like, there just straight up is a bounty hunter asset, but I wonder. Okay, no, it looks like we don't have it. In Ironsworn, in one of the free updates to the assets, there is one called Fortune Hunter, which is an asset where you can, when you swear an iron vow, you can take it as a job that will get you payment. And if you complete it, you get money, you get wealth, and you can expend that wealth to gain a bonus on certain roles where wealth would be able to help you. So that could be fun. But I don't think that's in the core Starforged rules. That would be really easy to bring over from Ironsworn. But I do want to try and stick with the core Starforged ones. But there's Fortune Hunter right there. You know, Fill your vow, take plus wealth. I feel like there really wouldn't need to be any changes to it if I did decide to take it. But okay, so the dice suggested Interstellar Scout. Oh, actually, it suggested the background. Right, okay, so there's actually a table of suggested backgrounds to be just, you know, usual sci-fi character archetypes. And each background on the table suggests 2-path assets that you can take to match that. So for example, if you want to be a hotshot pilot, you can take the Ace and Navigator paths, for example. Interstellar Scout, take the Explorer and Voidborn paths. Monster Hunter, Gunner and Slayer. Wait, Slayer's in this one? How's that one work? Oh man, when you make a move to investigate, track, or stalk an inhuman foe, add +1 and take +1 momentum. Oh man. Soulbinder's calling. Okay, when I added Soulbinders to the setting, I kind of wasn't actually expecting to make a character who is one. I was kind of thinking of Soulbinders being sort of like a background element in the setting that this character might occasionally run into. But I mean, also, there's just the Slayer asset in which you just do that. You just hunt monsters. When you swear an iron vow to slay an inhuman foe in service to a community, reroll any dice. When you fulfill your vow and score a hit, also mark 2 ticks on your Bond's legacy track. That's tempting. That's quite tempting. But I do want to see Explorer and Voidborn, huh? What do we got for that? Okay, Explorer. I think there's flavor text with a lot of these. What if I pop them onto the character sheet? Will that show me the flavor text? Because I'm noticing that it's not really giving me... No, okay. I thought a lot of the assets have flavor text. I could be misremembering, or just on the system here doesn't have the flavor text. But the Voidborn, I'm pretty sure, is someone that's you're most suited to life in the limitless void, which I think that's the flavor I remember for that one, so the text might just be built into the actual perks. When you are in space or a spacebound vehicle or station, increase your movement momentum reset by 1. Oh boy, that's interesting. Do I want those? Be an explorer and also Voidborn, be someone who is well adapted to space? There's also the option of being a paragon. I added all these nifty things to the setting, but I'm like, I kinda like the idea of having a more normal character and having all those things be around them that they can interact with, maybe. But, okay, let's try another roll here on the background assets. Oh, here's the dice. Dice? The dice might not want to. Maybe I should just re-roll from here. Background assets. There we go. Exobiologist. Oh, lore hunter and naturalist, huh? We're gonna study aliens. Oops, nope, I didn't mean to roll again. I wanted to look at the full table. Outlaw, fugitive, and gunslinger. Oh, outlaw's kind of fun. Okay, hang on. I think there's a table of the backgrounds, like in the PDF itself, that I kind of want to browse through. Okay. So, what are some suggested backgrounds for inspiration? We got the battlefield medic, the delegate, the exobiologist, the far trader, the fugitive hunter. Oh, there's our bounty hunter option. The hacker, the hotshot pilot, the interstellar scout, the monster hunter, occultist, operative, outlaw, private investigator, prophet, psionicist, smuggler, spiritualist, starship engineer, super soldier, and tomb raider. Okay, I think of those... Obviously, you don't even have to pick one of the background options. Those are just there for, like, suggestions to make picking your paths and your assets easier. But that's exactly what I want to do right now. So, I think of those, I am leaning between the Monster Hunter. Of course I am. The Occultist, huh? The Occultist. Interesting. Fugitive Hunter. Be a Bounty Hunter. What else? Private investigator includes the brawler and sleuth assets. Brawler, huh? Get into some fist fights. Oh man. Smuggler, spiritualist. What happens if I... Oh wait, I was gonna say what happens if I roll. I already did. I got some suggestions already. For outlaw. Outlaw, huh? I think... Alright, let's take a look at the assets from Outlaw, right? Let's see what those suggested assets look like. So it's Fugitive and Gunslinger. I was gonna say I do like a character with a gun, but I was literally just talking about them having a sword. Which, I mean, to be fair, I don't have to take Gunslinger. I could just give them sword. Maybe I wanna... Oh, that's a combat talent. Wait. Is Gunslinger not a combat talent? Gunslinger is not a combat talent, it's a path. Interesting. Interesting. Scoundrel. If you wield a bladed weapon... Oh, this asset only usable to... Da-da. When you make a move by lying, bluffing, or cheating. Oh, okay. What is the Shade one? Drawing on esoteric energies, you may instantly cloak your form in the shadowy veil of the void. When you are veiled and make a move to ambush, hide, or sneak, you may preset your action die to 5. In darkness, make it 6. On a miss, in addition to any other cost, you are revealed and can't veil yourself again until the situation is resolved. Oh my goodness. That's kind of tempting. You know what? I kind of... Okay, so reading that, I'm kind of getting an idea of what I want, which is... I think I want to look at the options for the whole Paragon thing, right? Because I like the idea of a character that maybe is on the run because they themselves are a Paragon, and have some weird powers, and people want them for things and for stuff. Potentially unscrupulous things. Definitely unscrupulous things. So, let's look at what options we can pick here. So I think for that... Alright, what can we get for weird stuff? So Voidborn strikes me as a little bit weird-ish. Shade, definitely. What else we got? What's Vestige? You are all that remains of a people, culture, or tradition. Oh, when you face death or face desolation, visions of your heritage give you the strength to carry on, potentially, actually, depending on the nature of Paragon we're talking here. We'll consider that. Alright. Slayer is gonna taunt me. I'm gonna put it off to the side here. It's gonna taunt me. And then either Outcast or Fugitive, I think, is good. When you hearten in isolation, you may attempt to find solace in fond memories or of a hopeful wish. If you do, decide before rolling. Reroll any dice, but count a strong hit as a weak hit. Okay, so that's a possible option. But what's Fugitive give us? Haunted! Oh no. You're haunted by the spirit... Oh, okay, you're haunted by the spirit of someone whose death you caused or mourn. You know... I was gonna say that's not really what I'm looking for, but that's fun. Alright, I'm gonna have to narrow some of these down. Firebrand, in which you have fire powers. Okay, that's kind of the other one that I was looking for, but I think there's also like a psionic one. Yeah, kinetic. There we go. You got psychic telekinetic powers. So, okay. Firebrand, kinetic, Voidborn, Shade. Eventually I gotta stop looking at these. Vestige. Haunted. Fugitive. Alright, what's Fugitive actually give us? You are hunted by a power or authority. When you make a move, you may improve the result to a strong hit. If you do, fill one segment of a 4-segment clock to represent hunters closing in. When the clock is filled, a notable foe or force has tracked you down. Okay, we're taking that. That sounds fun. We are using that. Okay. So, our character is a fugitive. They are definitely on the run from some figures that want them for some purpose, or just want to kill them, maybe. Okay. So that one's decided. So now we have to pick. Vestige, Voidborn, and Haunted are all possibly, but... Haunted. You're on the run from somebody because you killed a guy. Okay, I think I want to pick between Firebrand, Shade, or Kinetic, right? We either got Psychic powers, we got Fire power. Oh, that's Shade. We got Fire powers, or we got Darkness Shadow power, which just sounds really good. What's Firebrand give us? You wield fiery energy. When you rest and meditate to gather this energy, roll plus spirit. On a strong hit, take up to +3 fire. On a weak hit, take +2. On a miss, take +2 fire, but endure harm. Your max fire is +5. When you make moves aided by this energy to attack or overcome obstacles, add +2 and suffer -1 fire. Okay, so basically we can, so, okay, so this one's kind of similar to Lightbearer, the Lightbearer ritual from Ironsworn, where basically we have an energy resource that we can accumulate by meditating when narratively appropriate, and then we can spend that resource when we make moves to make it easier to overcome the obstacle in question. You know, in places where using fire powers would actually help. If you're trying to perform open heart surgery on someone, I don't think that's gonna work, I guess, unless you need to cauterize the wound. I don't think that's how open heart surgery works. Okay, but I kinda do like that. So, Shade or Firebrand are speaking to me. Kinetic. You wield kinetic powers. By focusing, you may remotely push, pull, lift, or constrict objects and beings that are about your size or smaller. When you are in a risky situation and draw on your powers to make a move, add +2 and lose momentum -2. Okay. When your momentum is at max, you may attempt great kinetic feats, such as manipulating large objects and creating destructive bursts of concussive force. To do so, reset momentum. Then, as you make a single move fueled by your powers, take an automatic strong hit. If you are in a fight, mark progress. Huh. Okay. I kind of like all of them. So, okay, I'm gonna close these. I don't think we need to worry about these three. I'm sorry, Slayer. You Soulbinders are back to being a background element of the setting for now. Unless this character becomes a Soulbinder later on, which is always possible. So, let's roll a 1d3 real quick and just kind of like go down the list, right? See what the dice suggest. If that is what I'm actually gonna go with, we'll see. But Firebrand, huh? I think. Do I want to go with Fire? Cause Shade is really cool, like narratively speaking. But Fire. You know what? Actually. Yeah, actually. So, I mentioned, I like the idea of celestial and divine entities being just space aliens. Another thing that I really like, as sort of like a recurring lore thing that I like to do, is, celestial beings being tied to, like, actually tied to stars, and the... Stars aren't made of fire, but, you know, the heat of stars. And this is space. We're in space. So I like that. I think we're gonna go with Firebrand. This character's got some, fire powers that have been awoken in them. Oh no, it's Promare. Our character's got fire powers that have been awoken in them as, a result of generations of their ancestors living in the Forge. And these fire powers are very definitely special because someone is chasing after them and wants them. Dead or alive, one of those two. I'll put a pin on that. Probably wants them alive, I think, for some nefarious purpose, but I'll put a pin on that, and come to that in a moment. So, okay, so that's our 2 path assets figured out. That only took a million years. This is the most difficult part for me, is making a character. So after that... Oh, creator backstory. Recommended as step 3. Right when I said that I was going to put a pin in that. Okay. Envision what happened to separate you from your former home and relationships. So basically, why is your character out traveling through space? Well, we kind of got that part established. They're running from somewhere. I didn't take the vestige asset, but I do feel like wherever they came from is dead. I do feel like their home has been destroyed for sure. So that's fun. We love a good destruction. Do I want to fill in some details in play, though? I do tend to like to leave a lot of details vague and sort of, like, figure it out during the play itself. So I think for the moment, like I said, I am going to go through with putting that pin in. But I think I am going to say that they are wanted alive for nefarious purposes of horrible, something. And my chat is telling me that there was a thing, but I've positioned my chat in such a horrible way. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit up. Where do we want to be, chat? Where do we want to be? I guess that's gonna have to do. Okay, sorry, chat. You're gonna have to be in this awkward spot. I'll try to find a better spot for you when I'm doing my next session of this. But yeah, I think that'll do for backstory for now. Just keep things simple. I'll definitely flesh things out either during play, maybe a little bit between sessions. I say maybe. This is definitely gonna be growing in my brain whether I want it to be or not. So, you know. I'm realizing I gave up the opportunity for this character to also be undead. Undead in space. But no, I like the firebrand idea. Okay, write your background vow. Oh, right. We have to figure out a background vow. So yeah, characters, of course, as I mentioned. Where's my vows? Progress. So yeah, as I mentioned, a major part of the game is that characters take on iron vows and fulfill them. It's basically quests. It's plot lines. And typically, every character has a background vow, which is the big, important backstory thing that they're trying to accomplish. Like, exact vengeance on the dragon that destroyed my homeland. Defeat the leader of the Fire Nation. You know, the usual stuff. So, oh boy, what does our character want? Because they are on the run from some organization that wants them and their power. Wants their power, definitely. Ooh, you know what? Let's roll some oracles to get some ideas. Because, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind probably is that they're trying to just make that stop. Maybe they want to find a home. Maybe they just want to, like, make a home that's safe for themselves, right? And maybe other people, other weirdos like them. Oh, that could be fun! Oh, like, they're kind of, like, traveling from place to place, sort of trying to find a way to be safe and finally settle down, and along the way, they meet, like, companions that join them and become, like, part of a ship crew or something, having their own little adventuring party in space. That could be fun. That might be... I might go with that. But let's... I do want to kind of roll some prompts. Oh, backstory prompts. Yeah, I do want to roll that just to see if I get any other ideas. You were denied a birthright. You were on your own for as long as you can remember. I do like that. They were definitely on their own for as long as... Do I have a note? Yeah, I have a note. You were on your own for as long as you can remember. Definitely taking that. What else we got? Anything else? Backstory prompts. You were sent away on a prolonged mission. You were taken or lured away by someone. Ooh. Well, but they were on their own for as long as they can remember. Oh. Oh, actually. They were on their own for as long as they can remember because they were taken away from their home when they were very small for their powers to be used for some horrible thing. And then they escaped, and then they've been on the run ever since. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You were taken away. Taken away by someone. Wait. Taken away from our home by someone who wished to use your Powers for evil. There we go. We're gonna put that in for the moment. I think that would probably be a sufficient backstory. So yeah, the character has been taken from whatever home they had, which has probably been destroyed since then. They were taken as but a small little bab. And so they were held in some environment, facility, something, by an evil organization who... I kind of want to leave that vague and figure out the details of that, like, as we play more. Whenever the character decides to open up about their past. I think that sounds fun. But yeah, they were definitely taken away by someone who wanted to use their powers for some awful thing. They eventually escaped and have been on the run ever since, and all they want at this juncture is to one day find a way to be safe and at home. I feel like if they're going about, however, having all these episodic adventures, they are a good person at heart who wants to help the people that they come across who are in trouble. I think I like that. Actually, you know what? Yes, I like that because we've kind of created a harsh setting here where money is the main way you're gonna get help. So there's a lot of people out here without money and without resources and without any technology who are just suffering, and this character is gonna go out and help them and just be a good lad. Alright, you hope to one day make a true home for yourself, but along the way have seen the suffering of those lacking means to defend themselves. You will be the one to stand up for them. I like that. We're gonna go with that. I'll rephrase a lot of this later, but that's fine. Okay, so the background vow, which I got totally sidetracked on, but we kind of got the backstory figured out. So the background vow, they are, let's see, how do I want to phrase it? Let's see, make a home for myself and others, self and others, how do I want to make home for myself and others, longing for a place to be. There we go, we'll put it like that. And then the background vows, I believe in Ironsworn, it was recommended that they be either extreme rank, oh, don't mind that, or epic, which the ranking of a vow and of really anything in the system is basically going to determine how long it takes to complete it or how difficult it is to complete it, how complex it is, right? How many steps until we have kind of done it successfully. So I think in Ironsworn, it suggested they be either extreme or epic, but okay. In Starforged, it does specifically say to be epic rank. So we are gonna pop it in as epic. And there we go. That's the background vow. Let me see here. Alright, what's next? What's next? Oh. Board your starship. Take the starship command vehicle asset, envision the nature of your ship, and give it a name. Oh man, we get to name our ship. Okay, so like I said, we are getting a ship. What's this? Fugitive. Oh, we already got that on our sheet, I think. Yeah, okay. We'll put the assets on our sheet. No compendium is open. Okay. Let's... Starforged assets. We want... the command vehicle, the starship. I said I wanted a buddy. But then again, we haven't gotten to picking our third asset yet, because we do get an additional asset on top of the 2 paths that we start with. It's gonna make me pick. It's gonna make me pick. Alright, choose your final asset. Oh wait, no, we gotta name the ship first. Command vehicle asset. Envision the nature of your ship and give it a name. It's definitely a scrappy little thing that I think we stole. I think it was stolen. Oh, yes. Okay, that's how our character escaped, is they definitely yoinked a ship from their captors. Maybe they, I wonder if they left, because it probably has, like, the designation of the people who held them captive. I wonder if they've done anything to, like, change the decals and stuff on their ship. Either way, this thing has been with them for some time. It is their ship. It's breaking down. It's been through a lot. It's held together by hopes and dreams and tape. But it is our special little ship. And we get to give it a name. I can... there's a oracle here for ship names, right? Starship history, starship quirks. Starship quirks? Can we give our starship a quirk? I think that's for, like, running into other starships, but actually... Name. Okay, well first, let's go ahead... Oh, this is character creation, actually, so I think that's fine. I think we can use that for us. Even if it was intended for, like, NPC starships, I was still gonna use it. So... Okay, let's give it a name first. What do we got? Dice. Dice, do you wanna... Oh, here they come! Inferno! Oh, that's so fitting. I do want to roll again 1 or 2 more times just to see what else we get, but I think I'm most likely going to go with Inferno. Because, I mean, our character's a firebrand. Saria's Tribute, okay. Or... Phantom. Phantom would have been really good if we'd gone with a Shade. I'm going to keep that in mind for NPCs. But I like Inferno. I kind of want to look at the full table. Can we look at the full table? Bloody Jaw. I remember I had one that I rolled at one point that was called, like, Fall of Icarus. Here it is, Fall of Icarus. Yeah, that's great. Oh, do I want to go with Fall of Icarus actually? Because of, like, the sun, the stars, fallen light. Okay, I like Inferno, but it's also a bit... Eclipse, Alara, Enchantress. Fall of Icarus. Flew too close to the sun. Firebreak. Aw, man. Ghost, Guiding Star, Hand of Fate, Implacable, Implicit, Inferno. Oh, man. Oh, I'm kind of torn. Because the game where I got, Fall of Icarus as the ship's name isn't really one that I've done a lot with, or really played much of. So, that name's available. I'm gonna... Inferno / Fall of Icarus. We're just gonna go ahead and put both in there. I will think on that, because I like both of them for the thematic purposes of, you know, fire and stars. What an unfortunate name to name your starship Fall of Icarus, also. But okay. So we'll come back to that, but the Inferno and or the Fall of Icarus is more or less taken care of. Our little broken down, struggling starship that we love very much. That's our baby. Kill anyone who tries to hurt it. Okay, what else? What's oh right, I wanted to roll on starship quirks. Starship history. Nah, we know it's history. We stole that shit. Characters, yet another edgelord. Yes. I'm kind of torn between the idea of it just conveniently had its star thematically fitting name already, or that's what the character named it, but I definitely think that it just had like some serial number back when like the captors had it as like the original owners, and then this character took it and was like, what? F8B77D. What? No, that's stupid. Your name's Fall of Icarus. Alright. Once a beautiful ship, now scarred by a devastating battle. Yes! Yes, it is. I definitely just established that. Okay, perfect. The Inferno or the Fall of Icarus? The Inferno is easier to say, but I'm leaning towards Fall of Icarus, right? I'm leaning towards Fall of Icarus. So I'm gonna put... And it could be just the Icarus for short. But I am definitely marking that in there. It was only a matter of time before I made another edgelord. The other consideration was the Shade option, who might have ended up as an undead in space. So, you know. Or also a Monster Slayer in space. That's a beautiful ship. Now scarred by a devastating battle. This completely tracks with my D&D character history. Oh my god. Can I get anything else? Anything else fun? Engine room is scorched with old burn marks. Yeah, it is, baby! Yeah, it is! Engine room is scorched with old burn marks. I kind of want to roll one more. I want to roll one more. What else? What else can we get on this old broken down thing? 93. Things tend to go missing for no logical reason. Yes, I love it. Oh, I love you, Fall of Icarus. You're so beautiful. Oh, missing for no logical reason. Fantastic. Okay, I think that's enough ship quirks. I think if we do more than this, it'll... you know what might be fun? Is if, the Fall of Icarus gets really fucked up in, like, a ship battle, adding more quirks at that point as a result of the damage might be fun, but I think to start with, 3 is good. I think 3 is good to start with. Okay. I love how beautifully that came together. Okay, Fall of Icarus, you are sorted. So now we get to choose our final asset. Select one asset from among these categories. Module, support vehicle, companion, or path. Oh, not combat talent? Wait, are combat talents just not a thing? Did I misread that? Was that not... Oh, I'm stupid. Come on. Oh, I lied when I said combat talents were in, Starforged. They're gone. Oh, so I could have picked a weapon one. What would be a weapon one? Veteran... Weapon Master. No, wait. You're a walking armory with a weapon for every occasion. Nah, I want a sword. Or do I want a buddy, though? Spearhead, fugitive. Okay, wait, what we got? What we got? Ace, archer, armor... Blade Master. Here we go, for sword. Okay, when you clash or strike in close quarters, add +1. On a strong hit with a match, you are unstoppable. Mark progress. Okay, that's tempting. But I also like the idea of having a buddy. And technically speaking, we could have an NPC buddy anyway. Quote-unquote NPC. I am the one player and I am the GM. But I kind of want to see... Okay, what options we got? A Banshee. Your Banshee companion accompanies you on planet-side missions using its echolocation to help guide the way. And I'm pretty sure all of these weird spacey companions are left pretty vague for the purposes of, you know, what the fuck is a Banshee? You decide. Using its echolocation to help guide the way. That makes me think of a space bat. That's like the bats from Sunless Skies and Sunless Sea. A combat bot, a glow cat. Your glow cat companion perceives the inner emotions and intentions of people and creatures in its vicinity and embodies those impressions through the colors and intensities of its luminescent fur. When you secure an advantage by studying the glow cat's reactions in a charged interaction, add plus its health. I like the glow cat. Also, glow, stars, fire, tempting, protocol bot, rock horn, sidekick. You just have a buddy. A sprite. Your sprite companion alters its delicate crystalline form to fly, swim, or scurry, and can covertly navigate even the harshest of environments. When you make a move by sending it to perform trickery, such as creating a distraction, sneaking into a protected location, or stealing an object, add plus its health. Okay, that's not bad. This little sprite might be fun. Survey bot, or symbiote. The symbiote's really tempting. It's exactly what you think it is, but I feel like having that on top of the firebrand thing muddle the character concept a bit. As much as I really like it, it's a maybe, but it's not. Maybe later. Maybe later during adventures. Maybe they'll run into something and they'll acquire a symbiote. Utility bot or a void glider. Your void glider companion cruises in your starship's energy wake and can help guide the way on spaceborne journeys. When you undertake an expedition, add +1. See, that's potentially very nice because I have exceedingly bad luck when my characters are traveling, which is what Undertake an Expedition is. It's for traveling. Ironsworn has a similar move called Undertake a Journey, I think. And I have exceedingly bad luck on rolls for that. Even if a character is good at wits, like it's their highest stat, and that's the stat that's used for this move, I constantly just roll terribly. But I don't know if I necessarily want to pick just based on that. Our character can have a lot of awful things happen to them while they're traveling, or at least a lot of eventful things. I think I like either the Glow Cat or the Sprite as a companion. So it's a toss-up between Blade Master. Oops, nope, I didn't want to add that. I'm deciding still. Sorry, I'm sorry, Glow Cat. You gotta go for a second. Okay, we can have a Blade Master. We can have a Glow Cat. Oh, that's how I do it. I'm forgetting. Okay. Or a Sprite, which is kind of cute. Okay. Well, what does the dice say? We got, is our character good with a sword? They're gonna have a sword either way. Are they good with it? Is the other matter. You would think by now they would be, but they might have spent a lot of their time, like, avoiding interactions or solving things through other means. Like, they might be good at being sneaky and gathering information in order to resolve situations. But, the Sprite, huh? I want the Sprite. The Sprite is really cute. When you make a move by sending it to perform trickery, add its health, whereas the Glow Cat, good for securing an advantage in a charged interaction. When you compel, the Glow Cat's reactions will help guide your approach. You may re-roll your action die if its value is less than the Glow Cat's health. When you endure stress in the company of the Glow Cat, add +1. Aww. On a strong hit and a match. Take plus momentum equal to their health. Oh, buddy! Or the Sprite. You are attuned to the resonance of the Sprite's crystalline structure and can communicate with it at a distance and perceive through its senses. When you secure an advantage by observing a situation from its perspective or remotely gather information, add its health. That could be nice. With a moment's rest, the Sprite can mend its form and return automatically to max health. Oh, that's also nice. It's only got 2 health? Oh, boy. It doesn't need much rest, I'll tell you that. Man, the Glow Cat's only got 3. I think I can hold off on the sword. I think this character is definitely using... Because to be fair, they can blast shit with fire. They're definitely relying more on their wits and their... sneakiness, I think, to get around. But I kind of want to... Okay, set your stats. I kind of want to pick stats first. Because the Glow Cat will be good for helping with social interactions, whereas the Sprite, I mean, could hypothetically also be good with social interactions, but more in, like, a sneaky, tricksy way. Whereas the Glow Cat kind of seems more, like, flexible in what it can do. I think, at least off the top of my head, that's what I'm thinking. So let's kind of see where this character's expertise lies. So I think, so we got 5 stats to work with, and the way that you do stats in Ironsworn is they all range from 1 to 3. Same for Starforged. You get a single stat out of 3, 2 stats out of 2, and the remaining 2 stats out of 1. So your stats are Edge, which is sort of your dexterity equivalent. Your, how nimble, agile, graceful, precise your character is. Your Heart, your courage, charisma, social ability, bravery, charm, commanding presence, all that sort of stuff. Iron is how strong and durable and tough your character is. Shadow is how good they are at being a sneak and being a little liar. And Wits is how smart they are. and observant and, you know what they're doing. So I definitely think their highest stat is either in Shadow or Wits. Ironic for it to be Shadow when they have Fire, but I kind of like that. Let's edit. I think let's go with Shadow. But Wits is definitely at a 2. Oh boy. Are they gonna be... Oh boy. How good are they at heart? I think they are a good person who wants to help people and is doing their best, but given their background, have they had a lot of chances to interact with people? Do they have their shit together? Are they good at, calming someone down in a stressful situation? I don't think so. I don't think they've had a lot of time to hone, especially since they're traveling alone with either a little crystal sprite or a glow cat, right? They've got either a space cat or a rock. That's what they're talking to. And the ship. They're talking to Icarus, definitely. So we can put another 2 in either Edge or Iron. Which... Ooh. If they're gonna be using a sword, because Iron is used more for melee combat, whereas Edge is more for ranged combat. So, if they're gonna be using a sword, my inclination is that they would be using Iron, because they can definitely still use the sword, they just don't have any fancy tricks that they can do with it. But I'm kind of curious, actually, because I did say it's going to be a sword, but is there like a... I was kind of curious if there was an oracle that would let me roll for just like an item, right? Miscellaneous? Story clue? Just kind of get ideas. Involves a personal faction for a background. Okay. I think I am going to go with the sword idea. So let's put their Iron at a 2. And that means that their Edge is a 1. Oh boy. Hopefully they don't have to do a lot of acrobatics. They are sneaky. They know how to sneak. But then you catch them. Like someone turns on the light and they're like, hey, it's that guy. And they're like, oh shit. And they try to like jump out the window. And they get stuck. Fairness, a 1 actually isn't as bad as you would think. Again, Ironsworn are meant to be capable, competent individuals, but it's definitely not their area of expertise. They're definitely... The window thing holds true as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what windows we're talking about in, like, spaceships. But, Okay, so... Oh, boy. They're bad at talking to people. So either I wouldn't go with the glow cat because they're just gonna really suck at a lot of social interaction. Well, they don't necessarily have to be using heart, actually. They could easily use Iron to intimidate someone, or Shadow to lie or trick someone. As cute as the sprite is, the way it like can kind of like shift its form and stuff, I think I do like the glow cat. Like I mentioned, there's the whole thematic glow factor of like the star, a fire thing. Can I rearrange these? I'd like the starship. I'd like starship to be at the bottom. There we go. The character's assets are all here, and then Icarus is hanging out down here with all of its little ship quirks. Real fucked up, and I love it. Okay, we love you, Fall of Icarus. Oh, characteristics. Sneaky. Maybe not great at talking to people. But ultimately, good person who wants to help. I'm about to make another Tsundere Edgelord. That's what's gonna happen, is I'm about to make another Tsundere Edgelord. It's gonna happen. So, is that everything? Set your condition meters. Health, supply, and spirit should all be at 5, which the system does that for us. We don't have to worry about that. Momentum should be at a +2, which it is. Envision your character. Note any key aspects of your character's look and personality. Oh, right. That ties into the last step, which is gear up. Note any important or unusual equipment and personal items, which is that they have a sword. Equipment isn't really heavily tracked in Ironsworn and Starforged. You can basically track equipment as much as you like, or just not at all, and just say that your character has supplies, and that's it. Which is kind of what I do. Usually, I make a note of the character's weapon, if any, their armor, if any, and any other notable items that are really important to them. And, you know, maybe any plot items as well. I am going to go ahead and make a note so that I don't forget that the sword was definitely given to them. Trying to think. So, I like the idea that the sword... Okay, so I was gonna say that the sword was, like, given to them by, like, their grandpa or something before they got taken away, but then that kind of raised the question of how they would have kept the sword after that long of a period of time. So I think, actually, what might have happened is they got out, they met someone who helped them and kind of mentored them a bit, and that person gave them a sword. And that's why the sword is important. They've since gone their separate ways, but that also means that the sword is a more recent acquisition, which also explains why they're not amazingly skilled at it or anything, but I mean, like, they know how to use a sword. Weapon was gifted to you by kindly mentor that you met on your travels. Yeah, okay, there we go. I'll write this up in more of a narrative speak, I think, later on, but... So, that is basically, you know, equipment taken care of. Do I want them to have a gun? I feel like they would have a gun. They're bad with it, but I'm gonna give them a laser pistol. That they definitely acquired at some point. It might be a little bit junk. It's definitely stolen. They're not good. They're not a good shot. I mean, maybe they are. We'll find out when we actually start rolling dice. Envision your character, name your character. Okay, so all that's left is to figure out name, pronouns, and call sign. I did roll randomly for all three of these. I think I'll stick with the he, him pronoun. That's fine. Although I've also been using they, them as just kind of a... I think either is fine, right? He or they pronouns, I think, are fine. I was kind of just using it as a stand-in, but when I do that, then it sticks in my head. So I'll stick with that. I like the spider call sign, but now that we've got the whole fire thing, I'm not sure if I think I might want to try for something different. So... Call sign... name. Call sign. Let's see what we got. What do the dice tell us? 4. Badger! Badger. At the same time, like, the call sign is kind of... Spacers are often known only by their call signs, with their dirt side names reserved for family and close friends. Spacers, of course, being basically those who travel throughout space. So yeah, the call sign is the name that you're going by on your travels. I, again, would like something fire-themed, but as I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if that's a smart move when you're on the run from people who want to capture you for your fire powers. But let's take a peek here and see what we got. Actually, let's do another roll real quick. And Anvil, Bandit, Shutdown. Oh boy. Shark and Slack. Slack. Alright. Blackbird Blade. Ah, fuck. Blade. Give him a sword and he starts going by the name Blade. Aw, shit. Bonfire. Blue Wing. Book, Breaker, Brick. Buzzard. Chimera. Firestarter. Of course, fucking Firestarter. Oh, God. The temptation is still there. Gosh. I mean, I say that it's probably not a good idea to go with the fire-themed name. It named their ship the Fall of Icarus. I guess that's not as bad as Inferno. But, like, I don't know. Hellhound. Aw, shit. X. Jackal. Aw, there's some good ones. There is some good ones. Overload. Phoenix! Phoenix! I'm making such an edgelord, and I think he's an edgelord in universe too, because he picked these names. Paladin. Phantom. Hey, Phantom's here for a call sign as well as a ship name. Razor. Ah, shit. Oh, Slash, Snipe, Spider, Splinter, Stinger, Cocoon, Vagabond, Valkyrie, Vanguard, Vertigo, Wayfinder, Wraith. Oh, man. I kinda... What was the one that I said that I like? Blade? I like Blade. I like Firestarter. Wrong way! Pudding way! Alright. Here's what I'm gonna do. Roll one more time, and I think whatever one it lands closest to, between Blade and Firestarter. Was there another one that I liked? Hellfire, I think. No, not Hellfire. Hellhound. Hellhound. We'll put that into considerations. We'll see which... Oh, and Phoenix. Phoenix. We'll see which one it lands closest to. Let's do that. Did I say Tinder? Tinker. Okay. You can't give me all these fire-themed names. They did that on purpose. They put the firebrand and then put all these things. Okay, Ogre is 61, so what's that closest to? Ogre is pretty close to Phoenix! Oh man, are we going with Phoenix? Hellhound is all the way up here. Ah, this motherfucker's going by the name of Phoenix! Let's do it! Your name is Phoenix. It's not like he's the only firebrand in the Forge. There's gotta be others like them, I would think. Oh boy. Oh, and their actual name. There we go, bring that back up. Because, we gotta decide. I don't know if Alex Santos fits them as much anymore. I liked Alex Santos as like a general name, but that kind of gave me a different vibe of a character. So what can we get? Name. Given name. Joran. Do I like that? I don't know if I like that. Joran? Kirsa. Kirsa's not bad. Kirsa... Ash! Ah, fuck! Stop it! Oh, stop. Magnus! Okay, wait, hang on. Let's go to family names for a second. Like, you weren't born Kai. Magnus Kai. Kirsa Kai. Ash Kai. You weren't born with the, and named with the expectation that you were gonna have fire powers. Unless you were born and then, like, set something on fire, and your parents were like, let's name them Ash. Kai isn't... Oh, wait, Kai's the last name. I mean, I like it as both a last name and a first name. We get another family name and maybe use Kai as a first name? Finn. Finn Kai. I love the name every Warcraft NPC. Yeah. Oh, man. Like, I could go that route. Ash Kai, Ash Finn. Kai Finn? I don't like that. I don't like Finn Kai or Kai Finn. But I do like Kai. I like Magnus. I need to stop rolling and actually pick from Faye. Oh, that's cute. Faye Kai. Faye Finn. No. Not Faye Finn. O'Brien. Oh, that's such an Earth name. Oh. Bump in the microphone. That's such an Earth name. That's such an old-timey, very dirt side name. I like Kai. Magnus Kai. Kirsa Kai. Kirsa Kai? Kirsa Finn? Kirsa Kai? Kirsa Kai. Kirsa Kai. Kirsa Kai. Ash Kai. Magnus Kai. Magnus Kai. Magnus? Do I like the name Magnus? Magnus. If I type that into Google, what kind of things do we get? Magnus. It's just a lot of different results. Oh boy, oh boy. Naming's gonna be hard. Kai, Magnus Kai. Alright, let's give one more roll on the surname table. Kai Faye. Valk? Volkov. I Volkov? Faye Volkov? Ash Volkov? Magnus Volkov? I don't think I like Magnus. I don't think I like Magnus. Lord Soul Render. Even once a noble paladin, how could you have turned and become a Death Knight? Wait, no. Oh god, Warcraft, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh god. Alright, Volkov. Kai Volkov? How does that look? How does that look if I type it? Kai Volkov. Kai Volkov. Kai Fei? Kai Fei. Kai Fei. Kai Fei is kinda cute. Kai Fei is kinda cute. James! James! I love getting all these space names! And then James and O'Brien. James O'Brien. It's kind of a shame I'm not using Volkov, because that's kind of neat, but I don't really like the way it sounds for this character. Valk? Ruiz? Valk? Kai Valk? Fei Valk? Kai Valk? I think I kind of like Kai Fei. I think the name might be a little subject to change. But I think I'm gonna mark it for now as Kai Fei. Sorry, Alex Santos, your name is Kai Fei. I'll find a picture for you eventually. I kind of just shoved a potion bottle from the D&D 5e rule set in here for some reason, just because, I think I switched it to, like, a different character token for testing purposes, and then I couldn't find the default icon again. I didn't want to leave it as the other character. So, the Kai Fei is currently represented with a potion bottle. Lady Deathstorm. Oh my god. One more because I missed this one. Lady Deathstorm. I didn't misspell that. Oh my god, that's amazing! Did I actually put my text as black, or is the chat just not showing up properly? Oh wow, the chat just doesn't wanna... Huh. Oh, wait a minute! Let me check a thing. Okay, well, I have fixed chat colors, but it's irrelevant. Now we are at 12:40 a.m. over here, and I do have work tomorrow. Kai Fei is ready to go. I was kind of debating. They've got a little glow cat. Does the glow cat have a name, I wonder? I think I could give it a name. I could give the glow cat a name. Little buddy. Do I want to give the glow cat a name? Can the glow cat be Volkov? Maybe the glow cat is Volkov. Or I could just pick another fire name. Finn. Solus? I didn't even see Solus on... Faye Solus, Kai Solus. Alright, name's gonna be a little bit subject to change for our protagonist here. I think I kind of like the idea that they just kind of picked up this glow cat while they were traveling, and the glow cat doesn't really have a name. But yeah, I am kind of debating if I wanted to do a little bit of a short adventure to start with. But I think I've done this for long enough as it is, because alas, I do have work in the morning. So I think actual plot and play will have to wait until the next time, which is fine, because this is a nice little bit of a 2-hour, a little bit extra session 0, in which we got world building and the character more or less done and taken care of. Some bits I might tweak in between this and session 1, and I might detail some things a bit more, but I think that's good. And I will probably get a first session in soon, because now that I've created the setting and the character, I want to do that. I might not be available next Saturday, so I might do another Thursday stream next week, at which point, if I do another Thursday stream, I think that would definitely be... Actually, I was kind of debating on doing something, like, between Hades again this Tuesday or something else, because a periodic change of pace is good. Even though I did, like, 2 weeks of Hades, and then something before those 2 weeks. Change of pace after a whole 2 weeks, but you know. So I might do session 1 on Tuesday, Or I might do it on Thursday. Either way, I think at this point, this solidifies the fact that I am going to get Session 1 in at some point next week on a stream. And that'll be fun, because that'll kind of give me... Oh, right! A whole thing that we're supposed to do is give Kai, a starting vow that they're going to be taking on. I think that's in, like, actually... Okay, yeah, that's not in the character creation. That's more in setting up the campaign later. Alright, yeah, so... Kai will have a starting vow that they are taking on when we begin with Session 1. I think this will give me some time to see what kind of quest I want to put them on to start with for their first episode. But yeah, so we'll pick up either Tuesday or Thursday. I'll update on Twitter and, you know, all that good stuff. But I thank y'all for popping in and watching me roll some dice and just kind of go off on tangents about character creation, because that's my favorite thing. And I greatly enjoyed this for the past 2 hours and 15 minutes. Also, eventually my voice will break down if I keep going, so I think it is time for me to call it. Let me see who we can... Let me set my lights back to regular, okay? And let's... see here. Ta-da! Oh, where am I? Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see who I can raid for the end of this stream. Where's my... oh boy, where's my Twitch? We're gonna raid somebody. We're gonna raid somebody. We're gonna say hello to a person. Oh. Who's around? Oh, I can't do it. There's a show less. Okay. What do we got? Just taking a quick peek at some channels. Did my VTube studio freeze? Oh, no. Okay, it's just a little bit stuck. That's okay. Yeah, I wanted to get a little bit of the actual, plot, like, adventure itself in tonight, but alas, needing hours of sleep for work, demands it. But yeah, I definitely want to stream. I would like to do a full-on campaign on stream. I think that would be really fun. I would greatly enjoy it. So I think that's what I'm gonna be doing. But alas, that'll have to wait for probably this week. Who is live that we can stream? Who's doing a thing? Anybody? Oh, finding a channel at this time of night. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, well, I know that... Who's this channel here? Alright, I know that good old Necomium is streaming. I would definitely like to get more channels to stream to spread the love around. But, alas, I'm having some difficulty finding some... Oh, actually, who do we got here? You know, let's go. I see a channel here. Mega Moika is streaming some League of Legends. You know what? I may not follow much League of Legends, but let's go say a hello and just give someone a nice little hello to end off the night. Ta-da! I think I typed that correctly. Here we go. Alright. See you folks, thank you for coming in. We're gonna have a good time next week when I actually do that Session 1. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. Goodbye.